Well, it's time to get at it again here as the Chowan men and the King men set to go at it after the Chowan ladies win the opener here today, 83-71. Chowan men won here last night, 98-85. And looks like King's going to be without the two lead scorers again today. Michael Mays, who averages 14.7 a game, is seventh leading scorer in the conference, and also without Josh Relevant, who is out as well, averaged 10.7 a game. But saw some good effort last night. Darren Highwood off the bench with a career high, or played yesterday off for King, filling in. He had 22 as a career high and 16 for Connor Jordan. But Chowan just counted last night with great free throw shooting. They were 38 of 41 from the free throw line last night. And in the second half, they shot it really well from the field, 15 of 26 for 57.7% to pick up their third win of the season and break that four-game losing skid as we get ready to tip this one off. Chowan at 3-4, King at 2-9 and 3-10 overall. But this is a King team that likes to push the tempo. They're second in the conference in points per game at 84.2. Only behind Leeds McRae, who averages almost 97 points per game. So King loves the transition. They love the push and pace. We'll see what happens here this afternoon. Chowan adapting well last night with 98 points themselves. Let's give you the starting lineups here. Isaiah Curry, 6'5" senior from Windermere, Florida, averaging 8.3 a game. Starts at one forward spot. The forward spot goes to Jamarcus Johnson, a 6'1" senior from Atlanta, Georgia, 9.3 a game. In the middle, Damian Ottman, a 6'8" senior from Macon, Georgia, 7.9 a game and 5 boards. Starts in the middle. The guards will be Darian Highwood, a 6'1" junior from Harvest, Alabama, 6.6 a game. And Connor Jordan, the 5'10" redshirt freshman from Morristown, Tennessee, 8.5 a game. Josh Gillespie is in his first season as a head coach for King. Hawks will start in the backcourt. Jaden Willis, a transfer from Limestone, 15.9 points per game. He'll be joined by Elijah Hill, the 6'2" junior transfer from Cal State San Bernardino. He hails from Birmingham, Alabama, averaging 10.7 a game. Along the front line, Take Williams, the 6'7" junior from North Chesterville, Virginia, starts at one forward spot. He averages 3 points a game, chips in with 5.2 boards. Also along the front line, Jalen Dillard, his former junior college teammate at Patrick Henry Community College, starts at one forward spot. Jalen averaging 12.3 a game. He's a 6'1" senior. And in the middle, Jonathan McFall, 6'5" junior, who leads Chowan in 4 different categories this season: blocks, steals, points per game, and rebounding. Starts in the middle. The 6'5" junior is transferred from Catawba Valley Community College, averaging 17.7 a game. She's also the leading free throw shooter in the entire conference at 91%. Coach Brett Vincent picked up career win 107 last night against 117 losses in his 9th year on the bench here at Chowan. He's assisted by longtime assistant David Rogers. Chowan will be in their road blues today, even though they're playing at home. King's going to be in the white uniforms as Curry and Take Williams step in the center jump circle to get this one started. Larry Carter, if you're listening in, Mashuda said he's keeping the seat warm for you, my friend. Chris Riddle will toss it up. And it's going to be tipped in the backcourt to Connor Jordan, as King will work to the west goal here at Chowan, or near the front entrance if you're familiar with the layout here in the Helm Center. Here's Ottman going inside, blocked away by McFall, but recovered out front. Here's Jordan. He'll try his hand at a three. It's off the front of the iron, no good. Ottman with the offensive glass, turns over McFall, can't score, and Jonathan has the rebound, and he'll get away to Take Williams. Good action inside by McFall defensively here in his first possession for King. Here's Hill, hands it away to Willis. Willis will work out between the rings. King opens up in a man-to-man with Jordan kind of pressuring Willis. Now McFall comes out well beyond the arc and brings the 6'8" Ottman with him. Tries to go inside, back to Willis for three. The left-handed three ball, no good. Nothing but white jerseys underneath. The rebound comes off to Curry. Curry to Jordan. He'll go underneath the basket, circle it back out to Jamarcus Johnson. Johnson pulls up for a three off the back of the iron, no good. Tipped over to Ottman. He turns around and can't score on the short jumper. Chowan's dodged a couple bullets here early. Hill inside, bounced around and scored. Had to hold on because Elijah put it up and it bounced up and down on the rim before it fell in. Chowan's first basket, the game's first basket, belongs to Elijah Hill. Three-pointer deep corner's on its way and good for Darian Howard. We saw Howard shoot it well last night behind the arc. He is a good three-point shooter. Had hit 43% of his three balls this season. That's his 14th and 31 attempts this year. He has given King the early lead at 3-2. We played nearly 2 minutes from the Hawks Athletic Center, which has been the home of Chowan Athletics, especially basketball, since 1982. There's a travel out front by Willis. Hawks averaged 14.6 turnovers per contest. And Willis got caught in a double team and walked with it. King is, even though they're missing Mays and Relaford, the two top scorers, this is an athletic group that Coach Jason Gillespie has in his first season. They were picked, by the way, to finish 7th in the conference in the preseason pick. Chowan was picked to finish 9th. Ottman well out of the way from the basket, pushes it over to Connor Jordan. Really like the way Connor Jordan runs the point. Good quickness, good handles as well. Ottman scores inside. Just went down the lane and used that 6'8" frame to gain himself some space and looped it up over McFall and scored. After Chowan took a 2-0 lead, King has come back with the next 5 points. Here's Hill headed to the rack, layups up and good. He beat Jamarcus Johnson off the dribble, and Elijah's got both buckets here for Chowan. Jordan trying to go left in lane, right to Ottman. He'll shoot the three, no good. Nothing but blue shirts underneath the bucket. And Hill tried to get it over to Tonke Williams, threw it right to Jordan, but Jordan lost it. So back-to-back turnovers here. And Hill's in the lane and can't get it to go, but Willis is there to clean it up and lay it back in. Jaden Willis coming from the far side to clean it up and put it back in, and Chowan's back in front, 6-5. Johnson coast to coast, layup no good. We got a whistle underneath. First foul of the ball game, and it belongs to Jaden Willis. Going to be his first and the team first.
Number 3, Jaden Willis, that is his first.
That's going to get Jamarcus Johnson to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. The 6'1" senior, an 80% free throw shooter, but he's attempted only 5 free throws and made 4 and misses this one here and bites off the front of the iron. Johnson, a transfer from Brevard College, which is located out in the western part of North Carolina. He hails from Atlanta, Georgia. Johnson averaging 9.3 a game. Had 7 last night here at Chowan. Knocks down the back half of the 2-shot opportunity. He'll tie this game up at 6. Some pressure in the backcourt coming from King. Tonke Williams over to Willis. Willis goes inside. The runner's no good, and they got knocked to the deck here by Darian Howard. For Howard is foul number 1. And they'll get Jaden Willis a couple opportunities at the charity stripe.
His first, team's first.
Willis, who's a little closer home. He went to school down at Limestone in Gaffney, South Carolina. First 2 years of his collegiate basketball, and then transferred here. He's from Randallstown, Maryland, so he's a lot closer home than he was before. And Willis's free throws up and good. Jade's been a good pickup for the Hawks, averaging 15.9 a game, second leading scorer on his team. Place gets awful quiet when there's nobody in here shooting free throws, and Willis knocks down both. 4 here for Jaden Willis. Here's Jamarcus Johnson, pulls up the lane and scores. Nobody cut Johnson coming in off the right, and he pulled up and knocked it down. First field goal of the day for Johnson. He puts King back in the tie with Chowan at 8. We played 3.5 minutes here from the Barrow. Chowan ladies won the opener, 83-71. They split their weekend series with King. Lost in overtime yesterday. Here's Hill back out front to Dillard. Jaden, runner in the lane, a little short. Rebounded by Howard, and McFall can't get to him and take it away from him. Howard spins and works back the other way with it, gets it across the timeline, where he hands it away to Johnson. Ottman tries a three. It's off the mark. Long rebound comes off to Howard in the corner. He'll kick it back out front to Johnson. He'll look to set up the offense here. That goes to Curry on the right side, working against the smaller Willis. Skip pass far side to Jordan. He can't convert on the three ball. Ball's loose and off the hands of Chowan. Ottman was down there giving the guys some trouble and goes off of Chowan. That'll get us to the first media timeout. We're tied at 8 with 15:52 to go in the first half. You're listening to Chowan Basketball on GoCUHawks.com. Back after this 1 minute timeout. Eight apiece, 15:52 to go in the first half here. Chowan men, King men tied up. Chowan leads this series, by the way, 2-1. The other team has not won on the road in this series, in the 3 games. Matter of fact, King is looking their first road win of the season. They're 0-6 on the road this season. Connor Jordan, the inbounds underneath baseline left. Underneath their own bucket, and he'll get it out front to Jamarcus Johnson. Back to Jordan. He'll pull up from 15 and kicks it in. Jordan's first bucket of the afternoon. He'll push the tornado back in front. There's McFall, hands it away to Willis. McFall a long ways away from the basket, out between the rings, gets it over to Dillon. Now back to Tonke Williams, who comes out behind the arc. Here's Hill, moving against pressure from Johnson, who got too close and bumped him and picked up the foul. For Jamarcus Johnson, this is personal number 1, second team foul here. We hadn't seen quite the movement off the bench here early like we did from Coach Gillespie last night. Man, he had a revolving door last night on that bench. And a lot of it was due to a lot of fouls in this game as well. Dillon arches up a 3 on the right wing. Off the back of the eye, no good. Long rebound comes to Howard. Howard doing a good job on the boards here early in this one for King. I think that's his 3rd rebound it is. Ottman hands it away to Howard. Howard loops it back to Ottman. Ottman with a nice move inside, but the official said he walked with it. That'll be the 2nd turnover for King, and that's going to get Brandon Lambert off the bench for Ottman. Ottman's going to come out. Lambert's going to get in. To McLeansville, North Carolina junior at averaging 8.9 a game. Leading rebound on his team at 6.2 boards per game. He had 11 last night here in that game with Chowan. And Lambert, who, like I said last night, considered Chowan in his college selections after coming from Brunswick Community College. Willis to the right, scores. Jaden with that left-handed layup had gotten away from Jordan, and we got a foul in the backcourt. And it's going to be on Jalen Dillard, I believe. So Dillard's picked up personal number 1.
Foul number 10, Jalen Dillard.
2nd foul in the first half here for Chowan. Tied at 10. 14:43 to go in the half. Jordan inside to Lambert. He turns and scores over McFall. First basket of the day for Brandon Lambert. The only North Carolinian on this King team. Cleansville, North Carolina, up in Guilford County, up close to Greensboro. Willis for 3 on the right is good. Jaden off to a good start now with 9. He's giving Chowan a 1-point lead. Here's Lambert again, same spot, scores again. Give Jordan credit. He drove and set Lambert up for the easy 5-footer just left of the lane. Jordan doing a good job running the point here. Here's McFall giving it back to Willis. And Willis throws it away, trying to get it to Dillard. That's Chowan's third first half turnover. Had to give the ball back to King as they have a 14-13 lead. Chowan with some three-quarter courts pressure. Johnson in the double team, back to Jordan, who will work across the timeline with it with the left-handed dribble. Now to Lambert. Lambert well out away from the basket, brings Dillard with it. Now to Jordan. Jordan hands the pass over to Johnson. Right wing jumper's on its way, and he got it just inside the arc. DeMarcus Johnson's got 5 here early, and that leads the scoring for King. As Jamal Thomas is headed to the scorer's table, as is Jason Brooks, and also MJ Fass is at the scorer's table to get in the next dead ball situation. Willis caught in a double team. Over to Dillard in the corner, back to Willis. Head to Tonke. Tonke to Hill, right at the free throw line. Turnaround jumper's a little strong, and the rebound comes off to Howard again. Howard's been in the right man in the right spot here early in this game for the rebounds. And he gets paid back on a nice pass to Jordan for the layup. Coach Brett Vinson wants a 30-second timeout to talk about it. He's not happy with his guys with their transition defense here. And he's going to talk to his guys about it here. Chowan's going to be on the road for the next 3 games before coming back here to close the season. Week after next with Mount Olive and Leeds McRae. Chowan will head to Belmont Abbey on Tuesday, and they'll be at Southern Wesleyan on Friday, and I think down at Erskine on Saturday, I believe. That is correct. Erskine was scheduled to come here early in the season, but pandemic kept the men's basketball team from traveling. Chowan missed road games as well, missed a doubleheader at Southern Wesleyan last weekend due to the pandemic with Southern Wesleyan, and missed their opportunity at Barton as well. And here comes Thomas, who's in the lineup, the young man from out of Lakeville, Illinois. He's going to give Jalen Dillard a breather. Willis back to Tonke. Tonke, a rare 3, no good. Boy, that back of the irons catching a lot of these shots here for Chowan, and long rebounds are coming right back straight at the players from. Here's McFall behind the defense, and he'll easy dunk back the other way on the Snowbird after the missed shot. Another long rebound, but I was saying the long rebounds are coming back the other way, coming to the King players with Chowan in. It's an 18-15 lead. Fall-away jumper by Lambert. He's 3 for 3 off the bench is Lambert. So he knocks down the jumper just left of the lane. Chowan back the other way to Hill. Down to Tonke Williams to Thomas. Nearly stolen by Faust. Over in the corner to Willis. He's got a 3-point on its way, and he's got it again. 12 for Willis. 37% three-point shooter is Willis. Chowan on the season as a team shooting 30.9% beyond the arc, which is 8th in the league. Here's Johnson pulling up from just beyond the arc. Won't go with Tonke Williams all along. Cleans the glass for the Hawks. Hawks can tie it up on this trip down and take the lead with a tray. See some movement now off the King bench. Looks like Drew Baker and Blake Atwood set to get in the lineup. Chowan's going to insert Dillard into the next dead ball situation. McFall in the lane. Runner's good. Jonathan starting to light up a little bit. He's got the back-to-back buckets here for Chowan. Ties this game at 20. Jordan holds up all 5 fingers to indicate what he'd like to have run here. Now gets it away to Brooks. Brooks trying to go inside on Williams. Williams cuts it off. Brooks step back jumper is short. They fight for the rebound. Lambert's going to beat McFall to the punch. Jordan will force it up and get it to fall in. Jordan just powered his way up over the defense from Willis. Stuck it in for his second field goal of the afternoon. Puts Keene back in front 22-20 as we near the 10-minute mark of the first half. Williams goes back door to Hill. He'll lay it up and in. Hill beat MJ Feist on the back door for his 3rd field goal of the first half. And here's Jordan inside, lost it. Hill going back the other way. He'll take it in on Brooks. Coast-to-coast layup, no good. And got a foul, let's see, as Feist had the rebound and got knocked to the deck, says the official. And it's going to be a whistle on Jamal Thomas, and they'll get us to the media timeout, I believe. Under 12 timeout. 22 apiece, 10:28 to go in the half. Back after this 1-minute break on GoSeeYourHawks.com. Chowan's able to stay close to it. A good shooting in that first half. That 9 of 15 on the field for 60%. While King, which is doing a good job on the glass, I rebounded Chowan 12 to 5 in that first half. Especially doing a good job on the defensive end. Has hit 10 of 21 shots, 47.6%. And it'll be King basketball. The game tied at 22 as Drew Baker will work at front court. 5'9" sophomore from Bluefield, Virginia. Played last night, scored 2 points off to Lambert. Lambert to Brooks on the near side. Brooks trying to go inside on Calvin Ahum, who's in the lineup. Here's Lambert, pull-up jumper left side. Finally missed a shot. Rebounded in the middle of the lane by Blake Atwood, and he'll fall away from 10 feet away and score. Atwood with the offensive glass. This is a good offensive rebounding team. Matter of fact, the best in the league at 16 a game is King on the offensive glass. They had 19 offensive boards last night. Here's McFall getting into Ahum, now back to McFall. Atwood trying to come over and pick his pocket, but couldn't get that in time. Now Willis will work off a pick from Ahum. Now he's getting caught in the double team between Atwood, and who got a little close and bumped him. That's not what you want. You got 5 seconds on the shot clock, and you foul a guy 40 feet away from the basket. So Willis will get out of the lineup, and Xavier Young, who had a career-high 20 points last night, will get in the lineup after the Blake Atwood foul. 3 team fouls on both teams now. And it comes to Thomas. So Thomas and Young make up the backcourt. Along the front line is Dillard, Ahum, and McFall. Thomas taking it inside, kicks it over to Dillard on the right wing. Fifes jumps right in his grill. Now Ahum's got it. Working on the right, trying to maneuver inside. Goes baseline against Lambert. Spots Dillard in the lane, and he lays it up and in. That's a great pass and penetration move by Ahum to set up Dillard for his first field goal of the game and tie this game at 24. Here's Brooks with it. Hands it away to Drew. Baker, that is. Baker trying to cut inside, and Young's there to cut him off in the corner to Brooks. Brooks trying to maneuver against Ahum, left of the lane. Now spins inside, goes in the lane, bounced it off Ahum's leg, right to Thomas. 4 turnover for King. Young inside to Ahum, who's open, now gets the defense catch up with him, and he kicks it out off the glass and scores. Calvin, if he'd have gone up with it immediately, wouldn't have had to put up with the defense, but he still got it up and in. First bucket for the Cameron senior. Here's Baker to the rack, and over the outstretched hands of Jamal Thomas for the bucket. So Baker's got his first point of the ball game and matches the 2 points he had last night. We're still tied at 26 with 8:21 left to go in the first half. Dillard across the timeline to Thomas, backdoor to Dillard. Nice pass from Thomas to Dillard. That's why Jamal Thomas is the leading assist man on the Chowan team with 3.3 a game. Baker over the foul. 5 skip pass on the far side to Atwood. He'll spot up for the 3, short, and going to get the rebound is going to be McFall. Jonathan coming on the run, back the other way. He'll take it inside, off the glass, no good. Tipped up and in by Calvin Ahum. Good job by Ahum to hustle down and tip it in. Boy, McFall took off down the far side. It nearly steals it here, but runs out of real estate trying to save it. And that'll get us to the under 8 timeout. Chowan's taking a 4-point lead with 7:41 short on the Middlesex Murfreesboro scoreboard. We're back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Hawks Basketball on GoSeeYourHawks.com. Well, only 2 broadcasts left here on the men and women's schedule here for Chowan basketball. Chowan men and women will be here on the 23rd of February to host Mount Olive, and then the regular season finale that Thursday as they host Lees-McRae. Lees-McRae men, by the way, undefeated. And they're off this weekend, postponed due to some pandemic in the men's basketball program at Lees-McRae. They were scheduled to play at Emmanuel, which would have been for really first place in the conference. Erskine's at Barton. They played early today. We'll try to chase that score down for you. North Greenville is playing at Southern Wesleyan, and Belmont Abbey is at Mount Olive. Mount Olive with a pretty good shellacking of Belmont Abbey last night. The Joy Higginbotham's team starting to play well. There's Lambert in the lane and got his pocket picked by Jamel Thomas. 5 turnovers there for King. Inside to Hume, and he'll stick it up and in. Thomas with another good assist. Calvin's got 6 off the bench here in this first half. His career high is 8. Jumper right on the right is good. Just Drew Baker with the basket. He cuts the deficit down to 4 for King as we near the 7-minute mark of the second half. Here's Thomas. A little give and go to McFall, and shot blocked away by Atwood, and it goes out of bounds off the hands of Brooks. Atwood hustled back from the far side to block away McFall's shot and went out of bounds. So Chowan retains the basketball and then been bound at baseline left underneath their own bucket. Young to trigger it to Dillard. Back to Young. Isaiah hasn't had a shot today. He had 20 points last night. New career high for the Durham junior. And he's going to get a chance to shoot it. Goes inside. Had his shot blocked away by M.J. Feist. And it's out of bounds with 1 second on the shot clock. Boy, Feist can get up. We talked about him last night. This kid has some hops, man. He can really get up. It's 1 second on the shot clock. So let's see if Chowan can get off a shot here in this 1 second. Boy, they got to get it quick. 6:44 to go in the half. First half. Young into Dillard, and his shot's blocked away by Atwood. He didn't have much of a chance to get it off. Atwood with a good block against Dillard. Dillard had to go around and get it, and Atwood was standing right in his face and blocked his shot. Atwood pretty good hops too for 6'1". He had a couple blocks in that series. There's Baker on the left. Off to Lambert, now to Atwood. Atwood giving it to Brooks coming through the lane, off to Feist. Dillard jumps out on Feist. Feist steps back, shoots the left-handed 3, no good. They go to the rack. Thomas, smallest guy on the floor, with the rebound for Chowan. Over in the corner to Dillard. Dillard for 3. Got it! Jalen Dillard, a right corner 3. Quicker back the other way, works fast. Over to Atwood, his 3-pointer off the mark. They fight for the rebound. Brooks has got it. Tipped it right over to Baker, and he'll kiss it off the glass and score. 6 points for Drew Baker. That's a new season high for him. And might be a new career high for him. As a reach in for Baker in the backcourt, it's going to pick up the foul. Trying to work against Xavier Young. Be Chowan basketball. McFall out of the Chowan lineup. And giving him a breather is going to be Elijah Hill back in. So it's Hill, Dillard, Young, Ahum, and Thomas. Thomas kicks it over to Hill in the corner. Three-pointer for Elijah. It's on its way in. It's good. Elijah Hill's got 9 today for Chowan, and it's a 38-30 lead for the Hawks, their biggest lead of the ball game. This is Howard, who started out very hot, but has been out of the lineup. Finally back in. Here's a charge coming against Ottman, trying to back in on Young. It's one thing Xavier Young can do. He can sell a charge as good as anybody. And here is Curry back quick in the lineup for Ottman. Isaiah Curry, that is. They have a couple Currys on the team here. Of course, Jacob Curry, we saw him last night, freshman guard from out of Manchester, Kentucky. Play in that ball game last night. Had a big 3 for King. They were making that run in the third quarter, in the second half, I should say. Still got that women's basketball in my mind with the quarters. I don't think it's going to be long before you're going to see it in men's basketball as well. 5:18. Need to play in the first half. Chowan trying to add to a 38-30 lead, and Thomas trying to get it out to Dillard. Threw it behind him for Chowan's fifth first half turnover. And Brooks will come out of the lineup for King, as will Baker. As Ottman is back in the lineup. No, Baker is going to stay on the floor, I'm sorry. See, joins Atwood, Curry, Ottman, and Howard in the lineup. There's Curry backing down inside on Hill, but a little up too strong. Calvin Ahum's there to clear the window for the Hawks. Inside of 5 minutes to go in the first half. This game moving along a little quicker than what we had last night because we had so many fouls last night. And they gave two teams combined for 54 fouls and 69 free throws last night. Chowan hit 38 of their 41 attempts. Here's Young to the rack against Atwood, and Atwood's going to foul him on the reach-in. For Atwood, it's personal number 2. Atwood's played well on the defensive end, got caught on the reach-in here, and I think he's going to, I don't know if he's going to come out of the lineup here or not. I think it's someone is seated at the scorer's table. Jalen Dillard standing at the Jaden Willis, that is, standing at the scorer's table to get an opportunity to get in. Here's Young at the line, shooting a pair of free throws. Save his free throw attempt is good. Connor Jordan and Jamarcus Johnson will re-enter the lineup as Baker and Atwood will depart. Young back to the line. Trying to knock in both charity tosses here. And free throw is good. Rattled it home. So the first 2 points of the evening for the Durham, North Carolina product. Chowan's got a 10-point advantage with 4:33 left to go in the first half. Johnson outside, it comes to Jordan. Now to Howard, who will back it back out, working against the smaller Young. Jaden Willis comes out to help with the double team and forces him to give it up to Curry in the corner. Boy, Young is caught on a big mismatch with Curry here. Curry at 6'5", and believe me, he is a big 6'5". And he got loose underneath and laid it up and in. Good job of King to recognize the mismatch with Curry against the 5'9" Young. For Isaiah Curry, it's his first basket of the day. He comes in averaging 8.3 a game. 40-32, Chowan, 3:55 and counting to go in the half. Dillard in the lane, spins and scores. Dillard backed in on the big guys and scored. Good balance scoring here for Chowan, led by Willis with 12. Here's a pull-up 3 on the far side. No good. Long rebound. Comes off to Elijah Hill. That shot was missed by Darian Howard. Right on it. 3 ball on the far side. Remember, Chowan played for the first time last night in 12 days. This is the 3rd game this week for King. They played back on Tuesday against North Greenville on the road. And then had to make the long trip here. There's Dillard going inside on Jamarcus Johnson. Johnson picked his pocket. Dillard was looking for a call and didn't get one. Johnson to Howard. He's got a wide open look at a 3. This time it missed. Ottman's got the offensive glass and get bumped by Young on the way back up. Xavier picking up his first foul. That'll get us to the final media timeout of the half. 3:07 is where the clock is paused at. It also shows that Chowan's got a 42-32 lead. Back for more after this 1-minute break on GoSeeYouHawks.com. Chowan shooting 65.4% in his first half, 17 of 26 shooting. The numbers have come up some for King. They're now 15 of 34 for 44.1% in this first half. Chowan's turned it over 6 times. They've forced 5 turnovers on the glass. Chowan making a little bit of a comeback. They've still been out-rebounded in this first half, 15 to 13, led by King's Darian Howard with 6 first-half rebounds. As Damian Ottman will step to the line after getting fouled in that shot attempt by Xavier Young. Ottman's a 71% free throw shooter on the year. A man who played in the King program a year ago, played a pretty prominent role. And, of course, the guy who did play the prominent role was Jordan Ford, who was an All-American, terrific player. One of the best defense D2 players we've seen come through here and play against Chowan. Ottman knocks down both free throws. The big guy from out of Macon, Georgia, cuts it to an 8-point deficit for King. Full court pressure in the backcourt. Hawks get it into Hill. Caught it right in front of Jamarcus Johnson. Willis will move it front court against pressure from Jordan. He'll take Jordan inside. Now caught in the double team. Back out front comes to Williams to Hill. In the corner to McFall. McFall going to pull up and shoot a rare 3. It's off the back of the iron, no good. Connor Jordan, smallest guy underneath, got the rebound on the far side of the lane. He'll quickly push it front court. Inside to Jamarcus Johnson, back to Ottman. Ottman going inside, pulls up from 15 feet, got it. Damian Ottman starting to assert himself a little bit. He had only 5 points last night, already got 6 here tonight. He was in foul trouble somewhat last night, but he's played well here in this first half. Cuts the lead for Chowan down to 6 with 2:20 to go in the half. Here's Hill getting it from Williams. Back out to McFall. McFall underhands the pass to Dillard. Dillard wanted to cut into the lane. Gets it to Tonke Williams. His former junior college teammate cans the 3-pointer. That's the second 3-pointer that Tonke has made this season. We saw him take a lot of those last year, but only the second one he's made this season in 12 attempts. Here's Jamarcus Johnson nearly slipping and falling, but recovers as he was being pressured by Elijah Hill. Here's Howard pull up just beyond the free throw line. No good. Tonke Williams has got the glass. Off to Willis. To McFall, who's behind the defense, and he'll lay it up and in. McFall released, and Willis saw him break it perfectly. Back to an 11-point advantage for Chowan on the transition bucket by McFall, who has 6 in this first half. It was started by the Tonke Williams rebound, and the ball's thrown away. Curry was trying to get it near side to Jordan and threw it behind him. That becomes the 6th first half turnover for King. That's going to get MJ Feist off the bench, replacing Jamarcus Johnson. With $1:25 to go in the half, and once again, pressure in the backcourt coming from King. And Hawks will inbound it to Dillard. Dillard will let everybody clear, and he'll move it front court against pressure from Darian Howard. King gets it across, or Dillard gets it across the timeline. 1:14 and counting to go in the first half. Chowan trying to add to a 47-36 lead. Willis gets it out to McFall, who pops out behind the arc, trying to work inside on pressure from Curry. Fall away and jumping 15 feet. No good. That was a tough shot from McFall because Curry was right in his grill. Here's Jordan coming front court with it. To Ottman in the left-hand corner. He's out behind the arc trying to go inside. Pushes his way in. He did travel with it, says the official. He was trying to lean in and kind of push his way against McFall, who Ottman's at 6'8", but he's a big guy at 6'8". McFall's at 6'5", but he's really a thin guy. And Ottman was using his weight to force himself down inside against pressure from McFall. Here's Hill trying to get it front court, gets it to Willis. Now Willis will step right in the middle of the eye of the Hawk as he comes across the timeline with it. Hawk painted on the floor here at Chowan. Been the mascot of Chowan for the last 15 years. Willis on the drive, it's an air ball. Claimed by Ottman. 31 seconds to go in the half. Here comes Curry front court. His layup is good. He somehow got around Tonke Williams. Isaiah Curry's second field goal of the first half. Makes it a 9-point game, and the shot clock's gone dark. Chowan will try to hold for the final shot here of this half. Willis well out away from the top of the key and works against Jordan. 5-4. Willis spins in the lane. Caught in the double team. Got it to Tonke Williams in the corner for 3, and it rims out. So we played one half of basketball. Chowan, who led by as many as 12, goes to the locker room with a 47-38 lead here at the break. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Come back and look at the numbers from this half and get more to you about the Conference Carolinas games going on this afternoon. And talk a little bit about the spectator policy that could be changed next week. We'll give you that and more here at the half, where Chowan leads it 47-38. Back after 2 minutes on the GoCUHawks.com. Halftime, Chowan leads the King men 47-38. Garrett Hodges with you here at courtside of the Hawks Athletic Center. Court named after legendary Hall of Fame coach Bob Burke here a few years ago. And would have been proud of the effort by Chowan here in this first half. The Hawks shoot 59.4% on 19 of 32 shooting, while King counters with 45.9% shooting. But beyond the arc, Chowan is 5 for 10. King only 1 of 12 in the first half beyond the arc. Chowan beaten on the boards by King 19-14 in the turnover department, pretty equal. King turns it over 7 times. Chowan turns it over just 6 times in the first half. Second chance points is whereas King has been able to stay close. They got 10 second chance points and only to 2 for Chowan. And that comes off their 9 offensive rebounds. Remember, I told you they're the best offensive rebounding team in this conference, averaging 16 a game. They had 19 here last night. Let's take a look at the scoring. Chowan led by Jaden Willis with 12 points in the first half, 9 each for Elijah Hill and Jalen Dillard, 6 for Calvin Ahum, and 3 for Take Williams, and 2 for Xavier Young. Jamal Thomas was the only Hawk that played in the first half but did not score. But I tell you, Thomas had a heck of a full game in the first half with 4 assists in just 8 minutes and 26 seconds. Good balanced attack here for King, led by Isaiah Curry with 8 points. No, I'm correct. That can't be right. Unless I give somebody's points to somebody else. So anyway, 6 points each for Drew Baker, Damian Ottman, and Brandon Lambert. 4 for Isaiah Curry by my count, 5 for Darian Howard, 4 for Connor Jordan, 2 for Blake Atwood. MJ Feist and Jason Brooks saw playing time in the first half but did not score in that first half. So that catches you up with all the stats in the first half and also tells you that Chowan leads at 47-38. We'll take a 5-minute timeout, come back and take a look at all the scores from around Conference Carolinas today. 3 other games being played. We'll tell you all about it when we return here to the Hawks Athletic Center, where the Hawks lead King 47-38 at the break. 47-38 is a halftime score. Chowan leads the King men here at half, trying to win both games this weekend. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here of the Conference Carolinas. On the men's side of things, we have one final to give you. Game was played earlier today. Barton continues their movement back up the ladder in the standings. They beat Erskine today 94-79 92-83. They beat Erskine today. Also, so I kind of looked at it wrong. So Barton takes the doubleheader against Erskine this weekend up in Wilson. And two other games in progress. Southern Wesleyan leads North Greenville with 6:28 to go in the half, 34-16, and down at Mount Olive with 1:19 to go in the half. Belmont Abbey leads Mount Olive 27-25. Two future opponents. Chowan Belmont Abbey coming up on Tuesday for the Hawks out at Belmont. Of course, the week from Tuesday. On the 23rd, Mount Olive comes to town to play the Hawks. Mount Olive beat Chowan earlier this season. He was a great play. And Johnny Hughley for down at Mount Olive. On the women's side of things, everything's gone final with the exception of one game. Of course, the early game here today, Chowan 83-71 winners over King. North Greenville easily handled Southern Wesleyan 84-50. Leeds McRae fell at Emmanuel 71-50. Belmont Abbey beat Mount Olive for the second consecutive night 72-58. And in a game that started at tipped at about 4:30, early or late in the first quarter, Converse leads Erskine 7-2. Converse making a climb in the standings as well. So we've got some finals with the exception of one on the women's side. Got one final on the men's side. Talking to Pat Mashuda last night, as most of you may know, we kept up with the spectator policy on the Go See You Hawks website. It had been extended from what they put out in January with no spectators in the building here for basketball. When spring sports starting, they kind of stretched it out to this weekend. Pat Mashuda told me last night, the athletic director here with Chowan, they're going to go back and look at it this week. He said there may be some changes coming. He said, I can't assure anything, but maybe some changes coming where you'll have the opportunity to maybe have a few spectators or have some opportunities to see Chowan play in person. So hopefully that's coming on board. So I can't guarantee anything, but Pat sounded a little more optimistic than what he did in the past. But obviously you got to look at the numbers. You got to see what the state's doing, see what other members of the conference doing as well. So a lot of factors that figure into those decisions, but should be something coming out this week on GoSeeYouHawks.com on an update on the spectator policy. Well, a live event here tomorrow. Lacrosse going on over at Garrison Stadium. Chowan men's lacrosse team has their home opener against Tuscaloosa tomorrow afternoon. Watch it right here on GoSeeYouHawks.com. We'll take one final 2-minute timeout. Come back, tip off the second half. Chowan looking to win for the second consecutive day. They lead here in the break. 1 half of basketball left on this long weekend of basketball between King and Chowan. You know, I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this back-to-back games here for the teams, but don't be surprised if this doesn't become the rule and not the exception. They did it this year due to the pandemic to keep from so much travel, to keep from kids staying in strange places so much, and I'm not sure that it hasn't caught on. We may see more of this coming up. Should be an interesting topic at the spring meetings of the Conference Carolinas. I wouldn't be surprised you don't see more of it. Willis to the rack, lost his balance going up and missed a shot. Saved by Ottman in the corner. He'll give it front court to Howard, who takes it to the rack, kissed it off the glass and scored. Howard, first field goal of the second half. He's got 7 points on the day. But Willis defended nicely by Jordan underneath. Just lost his balance going up. Here's Dillard over the hill in the corner. Then to Tonke Williams, top of the key to McFall. McFall bounced it away to Willis. He tried to go back door to Jordan, but Jordan cut him off nicely. They get it to McFall. McFall's jumper off the glass and good. Just left of the lane from about 10 feet away. Curry didn't really come back and jump at him, so McFall said, okay, I'll take it right here. Kissed it off the glass for his 8th point of the day. Here's Ottman. He'll take it just inside the arc on the right. Wide open shot, no good. Jordan comes in from the backside, slipped the right heel, got the rebound. Off to Jamarcus Johnson, the three is good. Jamarcus Johnson, and that's his second made three ball of the day for King. 49-43 Chowan. Dillard on the right wing, Johnson to pressure. Dillard gets it in the corner to Willis. Willis having a good matchup with Jordan. Tried to get it inside to Take Williams and it's kicked, says the official. That's a good break for Chowan. That was getting to be a turnover and back the other way for King, but he called for the kick. So Willis would trigger inbounds, baseline right for the Hawks. Looking, finally gets it into McFall. McFall well out beyond the arc, and he'll hand it away to Willis, who comes over to take over the point guard duties. And Jordan will track him down up near the center jump circle. Now he'll get caught in the double team with Ottman. Tonke for three. He's wide open. He missed it. Long rebound comes off to Jordan. He was fighting Ottman for it, and Jordan got it. To Howard back the other way. Reverse layup missed. Ottman's got the offensive glass. He'll stick it up and in. Once again, offensive rebound in the key here for King. They've had a couple of baskets here in the second half due to good work on the offensive glass. They cut this deficit down to 4. McFall to Hill. Hill on the right. Goes inside on Jordan, and Jordan's going to get called with a bump. Tyler Jordan's first foul of this ball game, the first team foul for either team in the half. So Chowan will get a fresh 20 seconds and have the ball right underneath their own bucket. Willis quickly inbounds to McFall. To Hill on the right wing, back to Willis in the corner. Now to Hill. Hill trying to go left, went back right, pulls up, scores. Hill's in double digits now with 11. He's the second Hawks player to reach double digits. Willis is 12, leads the way. Back to a 6-point advantage for Chowan. Jamarcus Johnson, top of the key, quickly gets it over to Howard. Howard backing it back out, and that goes inside on Dillard. Pulls it up, gets it to Ottman. Back out front, it comes to Johnson. Hill will apply pressure. And he'll hand it back to Curry. Curry goes inside of McFall, and he went a long ways without the dribble, but they called a foul on McFall. For Jonathan, it's personal number 1. And the second team foul for the Hawks here in the second half.
Fouls on Jonathan McFall.
Well, maybe it's just the first team foul in the second half. And it's going to put Isaiah Curry at the line to shoot a pair of free throws. He's been 65% from the stripe all season long. First one's a little bit off the mark. Misses, bounce off the front rim. It's a King team that shoots 68.8% from the free throw line, which is 8th best in the league. Chowan is 3rd best in the league at 76.9. Of course, that shooting last night, 38 of 41, helps that number as Curry missed both free throws. Rebound comes off the heel for Chowan. Willis hands it away to Dillard. Dillard, one dribble, gets it to McFall, top of the key. Curry tracks him out beyond the arc. Now goes to Williams. Williams over in the corner, McFall. Good ball move for the Hawks. Hill for 3, went in, came out. Offensive glass for Dillard, and he can't score. And the rebound comes to Tonke Williams to get Williams for the push. He was behind Ottman and kind of pushed him from behind and knocked him to the deck for his first foul for Williams. We'll head back the other way with 16:56 to go in this second half.
Kentucky Williams is first.
Chowan's going to pressure in the backcourt here. And Jordan's going to try to maneuver front court against pressure from Elijah Hill. And now they try to trap him, and he'll get it away to Ottman. Ottman will get it across the court across half court, I should say, to Johnson, who works right in front of a standing first-year coach, Josh Gillespie. Johnson goes in the middle of the floor, missed the jumper, and Tonke Williams has got the rebound, and Curry is going to foul him, trying to take it away. So Isaiah Curry has picked up his first personal. So 2 team fouls for both teams here early in the second half. Certainly not the foul fest we saw last night when we had 54 combined fouls by these two teams. Not better today. Here's Dillard working out front. Trying to maneuver against pressure from Howard. Now gets it off to Willis. He'll fire the 3, and it's no good. Long rebound comes to Jordan. Willis and Ottman come front court, and Ottman will Howard to Curry. Gets the easy layup. Good transition that time by Jordan. Threw the defense to him and looped it back to Curry for the easy bucket. Down to a 4-point lead for Chowan at 51-47 as we just hit the 16-minute mark of the second half. On a cold, wet day here in northeastern North Carolina. Hill loses it. They fight for it. Jordan's got the steal. Got it away to Curry. Turnover back the other way. Here's Howard and Johnson back the other way, and Howard lays it up and in and get a timeout from Brett Benson. That'll get us to a 1-minute timeout. Here comes King. They're back within 2 at 51-49 with 15:47 to go in this second half. Back after this 1-minute break on GoCUHawks.com. Boy, King is lighting the lamp here in the second half. They're 5 of 8 from the field for 62.5%, including a three-pointer, the second three-pointer of the game that came from Jamarcus Johnson. They've closed the gap to 2. Chowan just 28.6% shooting in the second half on 2 of 7 shooting. Chowan has made a change in the lineup as Xavier Young's back in the lineup. Just he'll give Jaden Willis a break. Pressure coming now in the backcourt from King. McFall to trigger the inbounds. Chowan once again having a tough time keeping King off the offensive glass. Here's McFall getting it into Young. Young will maneuver at front court against pressure from Jordan. McFall kind of hanging around in case Xavier runs into trouble. And Young gets it across the timeline, works on the right edge, and Jordan's going to get too close to him and knock it to the deck. But Jordan is foul number 2. Both here in the second half. 3 team fouls now for the Tornado in the second half. And we got a media timeout. 15:37 left to go in the second half. Chowan holds to a 2-point lead back after this 1-minute break on GoCUHawks. Remember, you can keep up with all the Chowan athletics on GoSeeUHawks.com. A lot to look at this time of year with some of the fall sports that weren't playing in the fall, getting ready to get at it here in the spring. We got baseball starting next week. Softball's in the midst of playing. They'll play on tomorrow down at Anderson and over at Limestone on Monday, weather permitting. Men's lacrosse team playing tomorrow. Chowan basketball playing on Tuesday. Men and women's soccer was scheduled to start yesterday, but the doubleheader at Shaw got washed out. A lot going on here at Chowan Athletics. Swimming team, and it just concluded their regular season. They'll be working to get ready for the conference championships coming out to Kings Point, Tennessee. Here's Williams going in the lane. Tonke lost it, got it back, kicks it over to Dillard. Dillard for three on the right side, and went in, came out, went back in for Dillard. Big bucket for Taylor Dillard. He's got 12 on the day. That pushes the lead back to 5 there for Chowan. Jordan looking to get inside, cannot, gets it to Ottman on the far side. Here's Johnson trying to cut in the lane. Steps back behind the arc, fires a three, came straight down, backstop to Ottman, who was near the free throw line. He'll force it up, can't score. They fight for the rebound. Another offensive glass by Howard. He'll lay it up and in on the reverse layup. Chowan's getting killed on the offensive glass here. Have to give credit. Like I mentioned earlier, here's Young. Coast-to-coast layup is good by Xavier. Best offensive rebounding team in the conference is King, and they're showing it here to Chowan this weekend. Jordan falls to the deck. We've got a foul on the play on Young. Kind of a late whistle that time. Against Young as Jordan got knocked to the deck. Xavier fouled out last night for the first time this season, picks up his second. That becomes Chowan's third foul. It'll put Connor Jordan at the line, the 5'10" redshirt freshman. Out of Morristown, Tennessee, had 16 points last night, has 4 on tonight in today's game. And free throws up and good. 70% shooter from the stripe is Jordan. Here's Brandon Lambert, who had a good spurt in the first half in the lineup for the first time here in the second half. Lambert's only played 9 minutes in that first half, and it's 6 points. As Jordan is good on both ends of the free throws for his first points in the second half. Cuts the deficit to 4 now for King. Here's Young across the timeline. Pulls up his dribble, gives it to Tonke Williams, who comes out behind the arc, over to Hill. Hill caught the double team, back to Williams. Williams trying to get it out to Young. Ball's tipped, but it went to Young. Skip pass to Hill. Hill arch up a three, and it's good. Elijah Hill triggers up a three from right on the left. 14 for the Birmingham, Alabama product. 59-52 Chowan. 6 minutes have expired here in the second half. Johnson trying to answer back the other way. His three ball's no good. Long rebound off to Jordan and seeing Xavier Young tie up. And let's see. They'll get the foul on Young. So Xavier's going to pick up another quick foul. He's got 3 fouls now. Well, he and Jordan having a really good battle. Both guys physical. Both play with a lot of physicality and good clean basketball. Here's Calvin Ahum in the lineup. Also Thomas in the lineup. Tonke Williams will take a breather, as will Xavier Young, as Jamal Thomas will get in for the first time here in the second half. Jordan to trigger the inbounds, baseline left under the Keene bucket. He'll get it outside to Johnson. Johnson to Lambert at the high post. Far side it goes to Howard. He'll loop it down inside to Ottman, working against Ahum. On Curry, that is. To get it to Lambert, breaking down the lane, no good, tipped up and about. Finally going to be taken down by Ahum, who's going to get tied up by Lambert. Jump ball, and possession error is pointed whose way here? I can't see it. Must be King's way, because I can't see the possession error from here. Boy, King gets on the glass. King with another opportunity, inbounding underneath the basket. He'll get it way outside to Johnson. And we're looking to get it at Lambert, but a good defensive effort by Hill. Howard triggers a three, no good. And another rebound for Curry on the offensive glass, and he sticks it up and in. Chowan just not blocking out at all here. Curry now with 12. Thomas moving over to Hill in the corner. Hill back out front to McFall. Jonathan gets away to Dillard, who nearly lost it. Back out it comes to Ahum, to Thomas. Thomas goes inside, pulls it up, fires off the back of the iron, no good. Howard there to clean the window for King. Off to Jordan. Jordan moving inside on Hill. His layup is no good. Tapped around, and Curry's got another offensive rebound. He's fouled inside. And you can hear Brett Vincent down below getting after his guys rebound the basketball. Foul was whistled on Jamal Thomas, I believe. It's going to be, no, correction is going to be on Calvin Ahum, his first, team fifth. And free throw is good by Curry. 13 points for Isaiah Curry. And Howard's going to step out of the lineup, as will Jamarcus Johnson, as Blake Atwood and MJ Feist win the lineup for the first time here in the half. Clock is stopped with 12:54 to go. Curry not slaying both free throws. 14 for Isaiah Curry. His career high is 16. And the deficit down to 3 now for King. McFall hands it away to Hill. Hill pulls up his dribble now to Ahum. Inside to Dillard. Dillard top of the key to McFall. McFall, good movement by the Hawks. Over to Thomas. 9 to shoot. Back to McFall down low. He'll force it up over Lambert off the glass. Went in and came out. Tipped out to Dillard. Dillard will try his hand at a 3 and it misses badly. Rebound to Feist. Feist was right in front of Ahum and used those good hops to grab it, go over and grab it. Feist going inside, lost it going up, but he got it over to Curry and he missed the easy one, got it back and stuck it back up and in. Chowan has no answer for Isaiah Curry down in the low block. Now it's a 1-point game. Here's Hill going inside on that. Pull-up jumper is good for Elijah Hill. 16 for Hill. 61-58. Pretty fast-paced game here. King likes to get it up and down. To the second in the league in scoring points per game as Jordan forced it up and scored against Thomas. Jordan with a tough shot. Good shooting continued here in the second half for King. 61-60, 11:36 and counting to go in the half. Here's Hill. Bounces out top to McFall. Near side it goes to Dillard. Dillard works out of a double team to Ahum, back to McFall. McFall fakes up Curry, back out to Dillard. Dillard in the lane to Thomas. Thomas fakes up Jordan. Jordan recovers quickly. Chowan's got to put it up. McFall behind his back. Tipped up by Ahum, no good. Comes out to Hill. Off to Dillard. He'll shoot the 3, no good. And rebound in the middle of the lane here by Curry. Curry just snatched it away from Ahum. King can take the lead. Feist going inside. Bodies everywhere, and they get the blocking foul on Dillard here. So they call a foul on Dillard for the block. He was moving, coming across the lane. And that'll get us to the under 12 media timeout. 11:03 to go in this one. Chowan leads King 61-60. Back after this 1-minute timeout on GoCUHawks.com. Chowan made a couple of substitutions at that timeout. Tonke Williams and Jaden Willis going to get it back in the lineup here. Chowan has got to go to work on the glass here, especially on the defensive end. King has gotten themselves back in the lineup by attacking the glass on the offensive end and been led by Isaiah Curry. He's got 16. That ties his career high. It's going to be King basketball underneath their own basket after the foul prior to the shot by Jalen Dillard. Ahum and McFall have stepped out of the Chowan line. This is a small team Chowan has on the floor. With Willis, Thomas, Hill, Tonke Williams, and Dillard. And Jay Feist sets up to the top of the key, gets it to Baker, who's back in the lineup. replacing Jordan. Fall-away jumper for Lambert has given King the first lead since the 9:39 mark of the first half. Lambert with his first field goal of the second half. He had 6 first half points and 3 or 4 shooting. Here's Brooks trying to apply pressure on Tonke. He almost lost it in the corner to Dillard. Dillard trying to get it to Hill, who almost lost it. Chowan's trying to work against pretty good man-to-man pressure here from King. Atwood guarding Willis closely. Here's Tonke Williams coming down the lane. He gets fouled on the way up. Jason Brooks is going to be the guilty party here. Well, Brooks is foul number 1 and the 14th foul in the second half for King.
Tonke Williams at the line.
Here's Tonke at the line, where he's a 50% free throw shoot on the year, has 3 points on the night. That's a 3-pointer early in the first half. Take 3 dribbles, spins it in his hands, arches it up, and got it. Tied at 62. As we're near the halfway point of this second half. There's been a lot of basketball here in the Hawks Athletic Center this weekend. And Williams missed the second, a little strong off the back of the iron. So we played 30 minutes in this one and still tied. And Fife loses the basketball right to Thomas coming front court. He slipped and failed and went right to Thomas. Thomas in the corner to Dillard. Dillard going down the lane back to Willis. He'll arch up a 3. Got it! Chowan needs Jaden to get amped up again. That's his first bucket in the second half after 12 in the first half. Pushes the lead back to 3 now for Chowan. Atwood working out front. Brooks tells him to go to my left. I got a pick set for you, but Willis does a good job of sliding the pick. Out to Baker, going inside. Hands it off to Lambert, who fell down but kept it alive. Got it back to Bader, back to Lambert, who will lay it up and in. That's good hands by Brandon Lambert. I'm telling you, he made some save underneath to Baker, who got it right back to him, and he actually deserved that bucket with the work he did down inside. 10 points now for Lambert. He become the 3rd player to reach double digits now for King. Willis again thought about taking it, thought better of it, and threw it right into the Chowan bench, trying to get it to Tonke Williams. It becomes Chowan's 9th turnover tonight, the 3rd in the second half. So here's King with another chance to get back in front. Baker across the timeline to Lambert, who's well up beyond the arc, gives it to Brooks to Baker right in front of the King bench, working on the right wing against pressure from Willis. Now goes to Faust. Faust will work against the smaller Thomas. Faust trying to spin in the lane. Gets it to Lambert, who's set up in the lane. He got fouled on the way up. Missed the shot. Let's see who the guilty party is. Maybe Elijah Hill. And it will be Hill's first foul. That's 17 fouls, so King's in the bonus with his final 8:54. There's Lambert at the line to shoot a pair of free throws. First one rims out. There's McFall and Young back for Chowan. That's Hill and Dillard will take a breather. Here's Lambert's second free throw attempt. Playing back at his native state, and he knocks it down. There's a chance to come back to North Carolina. Belmont Abbey, Mount Olive, Barton, UNC Pembroke next year. And they'll leave the Peach Belt along with Francis Marion to join Conference Carolinas. Thompson trying to get it inside. Thomas and threw it right into the hands of Atwood. So back-to-back turnovers for Chowan. Brooks back the other way, and King's back in front. 67-65. So Brooks is running left-handed layup for his first field goal of the day. Here's Thomas. Kicks it over in the corner to Tonke. Tonke trying to move against Brooks inside. Tried to bounce it away to McFall, threw it away. 3 straight trips down the floor, and it ends up in turnovers. Baker on the left wing. Kicks it back out to Brooks. Brooks going inside. Kicks it to Lambert from 15 feet all along. Got it. King starting to insert themselves. They lead it here by 4, and Brett Benson wants another timeout. And this will be a media timeout. 69 for King, 65 Chowan. 8:04 left to go here on the barrel. We're back after this 1-minute break on GoSeeYouHawks.com. King with a good work inside, and guys off the bench doing the job here tonight, especially Brandon Lambert, who has 13-7 in his half. Tell you what, you got to give credit to King. They're making a good comeback. They're doing great work on the offensive glass. That is their forte. And they keep it. They're doing a good job with the two leading scorers, Michael Mays and Josh Relaford, who are not playing this weekend. So you got to give credit to these King kids really getting after it here against Chowan. This game looked a little bit like it did last night when they surged and took the lead here in the third quarter. And Chowan looked kind of flat-footed. And all of a sudden, they've applied to turn up the heat defensively here in the second half as King has given Chowan some problems. Hawks just shooting 6 of 16 for 37.5%. Chowan coming front court. This is Young with it, and ball's knocked out of his hands. So the fifth consecutive turnover for Chowan. Back door to Atwood. He spins and can't score, and he got fouled by McFall. McFall got loose underneath, and Atwood did, and kissed it off the glass, but couldn't get it to go, but fouled by McFall. Atwood, the 6'1" sophomore from Manhattan City, Tennessee. Free throws good by Atwood. Second free throw rolls around and falls in. 2 points in each half here for Atwood, who extends the lead to 6 now for King. Chowan won here last night, 98-85. But today, Kings may have their number. 7:39 left, up 6. Chowan led most of the ball game. McFall jumper along the baseline, no good. Chowan can't foul one all of a sudden, and Thomas is going to run into Brooks and foul it. Foul on Thomas is going to be his second.
Thomas, that's his second. Brooks at the line.
So here's Brooks walking to the other end. He'll shoot a 1-and-1. Next foul will put King in the double bonus. Next Chowan foul. Brooks with a 1-and-1. Officials having a little discussion with the guys underneath the basket. And Brooks earns the second by making the first. Jason was 11 of 30 from the strike starting tonight for 37%, but he looked pretty good on that free throw. Dillard's going to get in the ball game, and Brooks misses the free throw. He makes the free throw, but he misses. Chased over in the corner by McFall. Chowan hasn't scored in over 3 minutes. That's due to the turnover, but McFall's going to take it to the rack. He gets fouled on the perimeter. Foul's going to be on Brooks. Probably a good foul by Jason Brooks because McFall was getting ready to go in and slam it home. And here's Dillard getting in the lineup for Thomas.
Foul number 11, Jason Brooks.
So Willis, Dillard, Young, McFall, and Take Williams make up the Chowan group on the floor. Atwood, Lambert, Baker, Howard, and Brooks for King. Tornado lead it here, 72-65 as we near the 7-minute mark. And here's Brooks picking up another foul. So 3 quick fouls and down to 4 here for Jason Brooks. As he stepped in front of Young, who was trying to penetrate just right of the lane. Dillard, the inbound, gets it into Young. Working out between the rings is Young. 14 on the shot clock. 6:54 on the game clock. Young almost loses it. Baker jumps in his grill, knocks it away again, and the ball's still loose and tied up between Baker and Young. And Xavier not happy with himself. And probably going to get a visit to the bench as Isaiah Hill will get in for Young. Fortunately for Chowan, they had the alternating possession there and pointed their way. So the Hawks got to do something quickly in 5 seconds. Willis will shoot the 3 over the corner. Got it. 18 for Jaden Willis. Pulls the Hawks within 4. Howard in the corner, inside to Brooks. Brooks kicks it over the corner to Atwood. He'll dial up a 3, and it's no good. Rebound comes off to Dillard. One of the few times Chowan has held King to 1 shot. And Take Williams missed a wide open three in the corner, and Brooks all alone underneath for the rebound for King. Off to Baker. Baker in the corner to Howard. He'll arch up a three, no good. And rebound comes off to Williams, who tipped it away to Dillard. Here's Willis coming front court, jumps up and pulls the three, and Brooks knocks into the deck. And Brooks has just picked up his fourth foul. And Willis is going to get a three-shot opportunity here with the Hawks down 4.
Foul number 24, Jason Brooks. Jay Willis at the line, shooting 3 shots.
Willis' free throw is good. We'll have a second one coming. That Fannon's free throw is good again. 20 now for Willis. His career high is 22. Chowan within a deuce now. 72-70. Willis makes all 3. It's a 72-71 game here. King still holding the lead. Howard getting in front court, knocked out of bounds by Dillard. Chowan showed some three-quarter courts pressure, and it kind of bothered King a little bit, but the ball's knocked out of bounds by Dillard here. Inside it, or inbound, it comes to Baker right front as he walks it across the timeline, gets it Howard right in front of the bench. Harold King, and then throw it away inside. Brooks had a wide open turn. If he could turn him onto the basket, he tried to bounce it to Lambert, and Lambert thought Brooks was going to shoot it and didn't catch the pass. Goes out of bounds for the second half turnover now for King, who had 7 in the first half. Hawks can take the lead back on this trip down the floor with a bucket. Dillard and Atwood going at it. Atwood's going to get too close and draw the foul. For Atwood, it's personal number 3.
Foul is on number 15.
So Dillard's going to go to the line. That's the 8th team foul now against King. And Dillard's going to get a one-on-one opportunity. The clock stopped with 5:54 to go in this one. And game is tied now at 72 on Dillard's 13th point of the afternoon. Evening, afternoon, whatever. We started in the afternoon. We're going to end in the evening. 5:30 local time here in the Barrow. And Dillard's second free throw rolls around and falls in, and Chowan's got the lead back. It's 73-72. And they've been able to do it by keeping King off the glass. Here's the ball knocked away by Williams, picked up by McFall. Fall coming front court to Hill. His reverse layup is good. Elijah Hill in the reverse layup, 18 for Hill off the turnover. That's a new career high for Elijah Hill. Here's Brooks working through traffic, kicks it over to Atwood. Atwood goes inside, runner in the lane, one-handed, no good, tipped out by Willis over to Elijah Hill. Chowan doing a little bit of better job on the defensive glass here as we're getting out of this ball game, but a lot of it's due to Curry and Ottman not being in the lineup. Curry is at the scorer's table, as is Ottman. Inside of 5 minutes, Chowan trying to add to a 75-72 lead. Ball goes off the leg of one of the Kings defenders right to Tonke Williams because McFall was trying to get it back door to Dillard. Willis, a long 3, and it missed badly. Long rebound is going to come out to Baker. Baker's going to bring it inside, gives it to Howard. He'll lay it up and in. Good job of running the break that time by Howard and Baker. Pulls the King within 1 at 75-74. 4.5 to go. What a good one here today. A fun game to watch here. I like the pace that Kings like to play. Chowan has adapted very well. Dillard going inside, lost the basketball. Recovered by Baker. Chowan's 7th turnover in the second half. Atwood for the lead, missed it. Rebounds on the floor of McFall, but he had it knocked away by Baker off to Brooks, and he'll score to give King the lead back. Baker, right man in the right spot to claim the loose ball, and he gave it over to Brooks. Good look by Baker, the Bluefield, Virginia sophomore. Here's Dillard going inside on Atwood to get Dillard for the push-off. I think Atwood did a pretty good job of selling it here. As Atwood's going to get off the floor and come out of the game here. Substitutions galore here for King. But before we get to it, we'll have a break with 3:58 left. King's going to have the basketball with a 1-point lead, 76-75. We come back after 1 minute on GoCUHawks.com. Well, King comes back on the floor leading 76-75 at the insert. Connor Jordan, Isaiah Curry, and Damian Ottman in the lineup. Also Jamarcus Johnson back as they'll join Howard in the lineup. As a group of Lamberth and Brooks and Baker and Atwood did a nice job getting the lead back here for King. Here's Jordan across the timeline, gets it to Curry. He's been a handful for Chowan here today. Before we get going, I think we got a clock violation here or a clock problem here. Pitcher's going to come over and chat with the scorers table. So let's see what they're going to try to do here. I think they're going to give some more time on the shot clock here for King. Yeah, they're going to put it back at 24 seconds. So we're set to go with 3:52 to go. King still has the basketball on the far side. King's going to go home after today and take that long trip to Bristol and get ready for Barton coming to town on Tuesday night. But that'd be some battle with Isaiah Reddish down inside with his powerful King interior. Isaiah Reddish, one of the top players in the country, especially down in the low block. Johnson back out to Jordan. Jordan at the high post to Ottman. Ottman in the corner to Howard. He's got a wide open three ball. Missed it. Rebound comes off to Dillard. Came off the hands of Curry and went right to Dillard. Dillard will get it over the hill. That's one of the few that Isaiah Curry's missed coming off the glass today. Curry created one with 5 rebounds. Man, it seems like a lot more than that. Howard's had 9 here today. Chowan led on the glass by Elijah Hill with 6. Here's Dillard with 7 to shoot. Trying to get loose. Gets it over to Willis. Willis for 3. No good. There's the follow by whom wouldn't go. Rebounded by Curry. Kelvin came out of nowhere, but he just couldn't get it to drop. Quickly down the court comes King. Jordan with it out front. Loops it inside to Ottman. Ottman in on Ahum, and Ahum fouls him. Ottman couldn't get it to drop, but he fouls him, and Ottman will go to the line with 2:47 left, and King in front by 1. For Ahum, it's foul number 2. Ahum began his collegiate career down at Sand Hills Community College. He's from the Cameron. And here's Ottman at the line. Ottman on the day is 2 for 2 from the stripe. Pauses, fires it up, got it. Extends the lead for King to 2 at 77-75. King trying to avenge a loss here at Chowan last night. Do like the ladies did. Chowan and King split the 2 games, and Ottman's good again on both of them. 10 points now for Ottman. He becomes the 4th player to reach double digits now for King. Led by 16 for Isaiah Curry. Willis is 21, leads Chowan. 2:34 to go. McFall has been kind of quiet today. To the rack, scores. McFall's in double digits with 10. Leading scorer has been held under his 17.7 points per game average today. He makes it a 1-point game. Here's Jordan. Gets it to Curry, coming through the lane. Goes around Ahum. Leans in. Ahum blocked the shot. And then they're tied up. They call Curry for the foul here. Isaiah Curry is going to pick up his 2nd foul.
House on Isaiah Curry.
We'll go down to the far end where Calvin Ahoom will get to the stripe to shoot 1-1. That's just a 19 foul against King, and it comes at the 2:12 mark. So 1-1 for Calvin Ahoom. Ahoom earns the second by making the first. We're tied at 78. Second free throw for Holmes on its way, and he missed it. Rebound comes off to Ottman. So we got 2:09 to decide this one. 7 points for Calvin. Here's a shot inside, missed. Rebounded by Curry. He can't get it to drop. McFall through the lane to grab the glass for Chowan. Off to Willis. 1:55 left. Tied at 78. Willis across the timeline. Jordan gets chased. Been a good matchup with these two today. There's Willis out front. Backing it back up. Resets the offense. Trying to work off a pick from McFall. Now gives it away to Johnson. Jonathan trying to pull up the jumper from over high with no good. Ahoom coming through the lane. Had it. Lost it to Jordan. Going to come out of there with it for King with 90 seconds left. Trying to come front court to Blake. There's 78 all tie. High with a wide open looking at three. No good. And Ottman tipped it away to Jordan. He went over the back of Dillard. Here's Ottman down inside and can't score, but he got fouled. Boy, the big guys are giving Chowan a fit down in the low block. Curry and Ottman is just a load down inside. McFall picked up his third foul. Two free throws coming here for Ottman with 1:14 left. Been a good effort by King today after falling here last night by 13. Here's Take Williams for Calvin Ahoom. Ottman only 5 last night. He stayed in foul trouble a lot, but he's been big today with 11 points and 8 rebounds in his 18 minutes of play. And he's given the lead of 2 here to King. Here's MJ Feinstein for Jamarcus Johnson. 16 for Curry, 14 for Howard, 13 for Lambert, 12 for Ottman, 21 for Willis, 18 for Hill, and 13 for Dillard, and 10 for McFall for Chowan. Hawks need a bucket to tie this one up or a tray to take the lead. Take Williams gives it over to Dillard. Dillard working against Fife. 13 to shoot, 55 seconds to play. Here's McFall, and he getting a blocking foul because Jason Gillespie thought he walked. Foul's going to be against, let's see, it's going to be MJ Fouls. Let's see. McFall's going to have 2 free throws coming with 53.4 seconds left. Both teams in the double bonus now. Here's Jonathan McFall at the line. Free throws on its way, and it's no good by the league's leading free throw shooter. Fall was perfect from the stripe last night, but misses here. And makes the second. King still holds an 80-79 lead, and Chowan's going to pressure in the backcourt with 53.4 seconds left. Here's Jordan trying to get front court. Take Williams circling him in the backcourt. Off to Fife. Back out front it comes to Jordan. Surprised Lambert's not in this ball game. He's given him such a good effort at the high post shooting. I'm really surprised he's not in this game here of late. 10 seconds to shoot, 32 seconds to play. Feist over in the corner. Here's the Jordan. Jordan spinning away, somehow got the ball off, and it's an air ball, but it's a shot clock violation coming against King. That's a good defensive effort by Chowan. And Elijah Hill's limping as he comes front court. Shot clock is cut off, and it'll be Chowan basketball. Let's see what strategy Coach Brett Vinson elects to use here. It'll be a hole for the last shot, but he's team down 1. Might depend on what they get here. Pressure coming full court from King. McFall having trouble getting it in. And a timeout here from Coach Brett Vinson on the far end. Boy, he saved the possession here for Chowan. So we'll hold it right here. Once again, Chowan will head on the road for a 3-game set on the road at Belmont Abbey on Tuesday, down at Southern Wesleyan on Friday, and before coming back and playing Erskine on Saturday. The ladies will play only 2 games. They will play at Belmont Abbey on Tuesday and then play at Erskine on Saturday. That Southern Wesleyan game is one of the makeup games for Chowan that they lost last weekend with Southern Wesleyan. So they'll play just 1 game down at Southern Wesleyan coming up on Friday night. Meredith Long, the assistant athletic director here and the head women's administrator, told me just last week about the postponement. Some of these games would be made up if the ability presents itself. And we've seen some of that, and Chowan will have an opportunity to make one of those games up next week, but they still missed 2 games. Still missed another game with Southern Wesleyan. Wesleyan missed one here at home with Erskine and missed one at Barton. So we'll see if they make any of those other games up. So you got to think with only 2 weeks left in the regular season, Chowan's playing 3 games next week. They got 2 in the final week. You know, I'm not sure they'll have that opportunity presents itself to make some of those games up. Chowan back on the floor with Dillard, Hill, Willis, McFall, and Take Williams. And Jason Gillespie sees what Chowan's trying to do. He's got a timeout here. But let's see if Coach Brett Vincent elects to change his strategy here. 30-second timeout for Coach Gillespie, whose team will head back and face Barton on Tuesday. You know, wish those Kings teams and the bus drivers and the staff a safe trip back here tonight. Some treacherous weather from an ice and snow standpoint, especially ice between right along the North Carolina-Virginia line. Not sure, King, if they will have to take a little more southern route back or not. Hopefully the roads will be clear and they can make it back okay. But here in Murfreesboro, it's been mostly rain as we've been just above the freezing line here most of the day. But could be some issues with ice heading back for King, trying to get back to Bristol, Tennessee. And like I said, may be able to take a more southern route that will get them away from this stuff. Take Williams, the inbound. Gets it into McFall. 22 seconds to go. McFall's going to work the front court against pressure from Curry in the back court. Jonathan, not in much hurry, hands it away to Willis. Willis in the free throw line. 11, 10. Here's Willis spinning inside, lost the basketball. Knocked away. Here's Curry back the other way, and he's going to lay it up and in. 2.9 seconds to go. The steal was knocked away. The ball was knocked away by Willis, and as we got 2.9 seconds to go in this ball game. It's a 3-point lead here by King. Chowan's got to go the length of the floor when they put 3.3 on the clock. Steal knocked away, and Curry had it back the other way for the layup. So let's see if Chowan can get a shot off and get a 3 to tie. Here's McFall. McFall's going to let it go a long ways away, and it's no good, and that will end it. King's going to bounce back and beat Chowan here tonight, 82-79. And we'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back and finish this one up, as Chowan will fall here tonight, 82-79. Back after this 2-minute timeout from GoSeeYouHawks.com. Back here at Chowan where the Hawks fall to King 82-79 as the two teams split this weekend series, much like the girls did. Chowan guilty this afternoon for 11 second half turnovers. They had 17 turnovers here tonight, 11 in the second half. But here's the difference in the ball game. On the offensive boards, 20 offensive rebounds here tonight for King. Second chance points, 25 to Chowan's 2. That tells the story of this game. Shooting-wise, Chowan 49.2% on 29 of 59 shooting. Hawks on 9 of 22 beyond the arc on 40.9% shooting. Chowan King 45.2% on 33 of 79. They were 2 of 21 beyond the arc for 9.5%. And on the glass, a big advantage, 44-31 over Chowan did King. And in the turnover department, King turned it over just 4 times in the second half. Chowan turns it over 17 times on the night, including 11 times in the second half. And points off turnovers, King had 23 points off turnovers. Story of the ball game, folks. Points off turnovers, second chance points. It's 48 combined between them. That's the story of this one. Chowan was led by Jaden Willis with 21, 18 for Elijah Hill, 14 for Jalen Dillard, 11 for Jonathan McFall, 7 for Calvin Ahoon, 4 each for Xavier Young and Taki Williams. And Jamal Thomas played, did not score. 3 players in double figures for King. Curry with 18 points to go along with his 7 boards. 11 for Darian Howard. 13 for Brandon Lambert. 10 for Damian Ottman. 8 for Jamarcus Johnson. 7 for Connor Jordan. 6 for Drew Baker. 5 for Jason Brooks. And Blake Atwood had 4. MJ Fish played but did not score. Chowan falls to 3-5 in the conference and 3-5 overall. King goes to 3-9 in the conference and 4-10 overall. Chowan ladies won tonight, 83-71. Men fall 82-79. We'll be heading out after this one and get ready for Chowan basketball. The next time on the broadcast comes a week from Tuesday when Chowan comes at home to play host to Mine Olive. Once again, your final, the Chowan men fall 82-79. Chowan ladies win 83-71. Both teams split the doubleheader. For my crew here, working with them, Zion Exum and also Lizzie Stokes. This is Gaddy Sargent bidding you farewell. Stay safe out there, everybody. We'll see you next time on GoSeeYourHawks.com.